my Barbie movie DVDs, and I'm going to do a tier list ranking them from best to worst in my opinion, but also my opinion's fact. 20th place, I'm going to have to say, is Barbie and the Secret Door. Why? It's terrible. It's not a good movie. Out of all of the cases, it has the ugliest case. It's like bright yellow and purple. I mean, the art on the front's not that bad, but once you start the movie, you'll see why it sucks. It starts off with like a bunch of like dance sequences with Barbie dancing in the modern world, and there's phones in it, by the way. As soon as you introduce a mobile cellular phone into a Barbie movie, it just destroys all the magic whatsoever. And it's just cringe. Like, why is Barbie on her phone right now? No, she's supposed to fly over on Rainbow Pegasus. Next up, Barbie and the Pink Shoes. I will say, I didn't mind this. For a newer movie, it was pretty good. See, it's quite pretty, but it is a modern story, and it's not as magical as the original 2000s one. I actually haven't watched this yet. I only just bought it, and I'm guilty of not watching it, so I'll watch this and then rate it. Anyways, next up is Fairy Secret. The reasoning for this should be pretty obvious. It's that there's like zero magic and zero, well, it is magical, but it doesn't have that same beautiful, ethereal, like angelic beauty that all the other Barbie movies have. This one's a little bit neon and a little bit jokey. However, I will say that this movie actually made me laugh out loud. It made me lol in real life. It was pretty funny, which is why I endearingly say that this one is. We're getting into classic territories. Barbie, Mariposa, and the Fairy Princess, which is the sequel to Mariposa. Really pretty, and it still carries the same storyline as the original Barbie as Mariposa. However, something's off about it. It's just a little bit more boring than the other movie. However, from what I can remember, it's a little bit easier to follow than the original. But look how ugly those characters are. They're disgusting. They have nothing on Bibble. It's very glittery. Watch it if you just want to look at glitter. Next is Barbie Magic of the Rainbow. I used to have the matching doll for this, and you would use it as a remote for like this little TV. It was like a movie DVD game. It was pretty cute. It's really pretty. It's one of the classics. Obviously it has Bibble and his girlfriend, so it's pretty dang nice. It's getting into good territory. I did quite enjoy this movie. This is the disc. Woo! Only critique I would have about this movie is that it's a little bit boring. It has like a friendship is magic type ending, which is completely fine, but it's not as engaging. Barbie as Thumbelina. It's pretty good. Not much else to say. I should actually rate this probably after Magic of the Rainbow, but I kind of liked the characters more and found them a little bit more endearing than some of the Magic of the Rainbow ones. Hope this doesn't offend anyone. Like, my apologies, but Swan Lake wasn't my favorite as a kid. It's beautiful. It's a good movie standalone, but it doesn't have plot where you like actually don't know what's gonna happen. So, really good movie, really pretty. When she plays as Odette, her dress is so gorgeous. And I love this unicorn character. I forgot her name, but she's wonderful. The Three Musketeers. This one was so fun. I used to have the DS game for it too. I wanted to be a musketeer. You know, they have sword missions. This one was a newer movie, but it was still really good. I loved it. And I like this little cat. Anyway, I will say, this movie's not that pretty. It's not groundbreakingly gorgeous. However, it's just a fun watch in general. Barbie Mermaidia top and like kind of like frilly and almost like Rococo-ish. But I used to think that this costume was so pretty. And obviously Bibble stars in this one, and he's quite funny. He's a little silly guy where Bibble eats the funny fruit and it makes his voice go deep. He's like, oh. I know that's like so dumb, but I really liked it. The Island Princess. It has like quite a nice musical. I just think the peacock design of her dress is so beautiful, and her peacock friend. There's a lot of jokes about this elephant being horrifying and ugly, but I don't really think she is. I think she's quite cute, even though I can kind of see how she's got a little bit of uncanny valley going on. She's still a sweetheart. We're getting into territories of very beloved movies to me. This is the limited edition packaging one. It's shiny. She's beautiful. This one visually had me so captivated. The deep, rich blues and the sparkly pink. Oh my god, this one was so nice to look at. And the storyline is so cute too. I like the little evil villain monsters that try and eat them, and the whole butterfly fairy thing that was going on. Quite liked the plot. There were the two like little mean sister fairies, them, and She's their stylist. So there's this whole scene where there's all the clothes on all the dresses on these racks, and it's like, it's maybe like Clueless? There's something to compare it to where it's just a giant rotating wardrobe with like a million sparkly dresses. It's so satisfying and pretty. Fairytopia, I would say. The original Mariposa, you could follow it. It was kind of like hard to make sense of. This one, you could make more sense of. It made more sense. So Barbie in Fairytopia. In case you didn't know, Fairytopia and Mariposa are different universes. Different characters altogether. Mariposa, she has her own cinematic universe. And Fairytopia has its own cinematic universe as well. I love Bibble. He originated in this movie. I love Barbie in this movie. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl. This movie was my whole childhood. It has such a comforting vibe, and the music and the visuals are so pretty. And magical story. I love it. Next one. Ooh, okay, it's getting kind of hard now. I'm gonna say up there is, you might be surprised I'm rating A Christmas Special like above so many other things, but Barbie and A Christmas Carol is legitimately so good. Like, I loved it. It might just be because it's the story of A Christmas Carol, you know what I mean? Like, it's a classic story that is good, but if that's your first exposure to that story, then you're gonna be like, this is a good movie. It's good as hell. I thought this character, she was so pretty and she's mean, and the whole point is that she's mean and nasty, and the spirits teach her a lesson, and she gets nice, and it's just nice. It's a good story. Yeah, and obviously when things are seasonally appropriate, it makes them so much more enjoyable, so I love like popping this on during Christmas. It's just so nice. This is the best Christmas movie. It's Barbie in the Nutcracker. This one is, it's so magical. It just reminds me of waiting for Santa to come and like waiting till midnight, or, you know, going to sleep and waking up on Christmas morning. Anyways, it's also the story of the Nutcracker, which if you love that story, then this, obviously. It's a really, really pretty, visually stunning sort of movie. It's got like that early 2000s CGI, which looks so like smooth and glowy. It's just so nice to look at for me. And obviously the love story between the Nutcracker and Clara, it's just so sweet. And they have like a beautiful like dancing moment at the end. I don't know, I just love it. It made me fangirl and makes me just like think about being a princess with my prince. Anyways, I loved it. The movie was in 3D. It also kind of works around Christmas time, but it's not Christmas themed. It's just like snowing and ice skating themed. Oh, those are my 3D glasses. This whole set is really pretty. And it comes with 2 pairs of pink Barbie 3D glasses. So you can put this on the TV, plop one of these on, which I did. And by the way, it's kind of straining on the eyes because it's old technology, but you know what? It was awesome because they have sections where it's not 3D, and then when the 3D starts, it has like a pause that's like, put on your 3D glasses, and you're like, okay, let me lock in. Anyways, these little mini, they look like Kelly, honestly. These little younger characters, they have to make the sunset by little magical girls coloring the clouds in pretty colors. I love it. Follows the story of a rebellious, you don't understand me kind of Barbie, and she wants to ice skate, and her parents want her to stay home. But she ice skates, she explores, and yeah, it's wonderful. She's just trying to break a curse and get things back to normal. Here at this point, Barbie as Rapunzel. This made me want to be an artist. This single-handedly made me want to be an artist. This is a really pretty movie. It's magical. It has a prince. It has a beautiful, super magical long-haired princess. It has a side story with the dad dragon and his dragon daughter Penelope. Penelope is my favorite. Apart from Bibble, Penelope is my favorite Barbie animal character friend. She is just a sweetheart. I love her voice. She's just, I love Penelope. And that's her tower. Basically, I love it. She paints, and she can just walk into her paintings. That's fucking incredible. She just paints things, just fucking walks straight into her paintings, and she can teleport with it. She can, that's how she meets the prince. But I love this story. When I was a kid, I used to draw pictures in like this scrapbook, put it on the floor, and then try to jump into it because I was like, this will work. I'm gonna go in the painting like Barbie. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful movie. I really recommend it, and it's actually like, it got me kind of nervous. Like, it still holds up today. And this movie is where that sound clip of Barbie saying balls comes from. I don't know if you're gonna care or no, but if you watch Curtis Connor, sometimes he edits Barbie saying balls like into his videos. It came from this movie. Barbie and the Diamond Castle. This movie is the ultimate tale of friendship, you know? Some friendship movies most friendship movies, I'll say, don't really strike me as like good. They're not good to me. But this one, I love them. They almost kind of come off as lesbian lovers, but whether you're into that or not, like if you want to like fanficify that and you're like, wow, that's so cute, do that as well. But also, even if you're just seeing them as best friends, it's such a good story, and it reminds me of me and my childhood best friend, because I had brown hair and she had blonde hair, and we'd watch Barbie together, and it was like, we're besties and this is us. Anyways, they're little puppies that fucking dance. I I love them so much. They're the cutest little dudes. I love them. See, look, they're dancing. So it starts off with these princesses. They're poor, they live in a cottage selling flowers, like, that's adorable. Their house gets fucking destroyed, and they find, they help this old lady, even though they're poor now. They give her something, like a sandwich or something. It was like their last sandwich, and then the lady rewards them with this mirror. It's a magical mirror with a singing girl inside of it, and they have to try and help her, and that's what this movie is. But it's, bro, like, it's dumb, okay? Hear me out, it's kind of dumb, kind of cringe, but if you just ignore the cringe, Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. You want this movie, it's amazing. The plot does not make very much sense. It's not, it's in the 12 Dancing Princesses, so that's something that's pre-existing, but oh my god, it was just my first exposure to this sort of story, and it was just so magical. It's about, obviously, 12 princesses that live in this really strict household, and they sneak out every night to dance, and the tiles light up in their rooms, and there's a pattern that they have to dance on them in, and it glows and sings, and it's like magic. A hole opens up in the floor, there's glitter, sparkles, plants, they step down, and there's a rotating, gorgeous staircase, and there's just this, like, open plain, like, of grass and music, and they just dance. They dance for hours, and then they go back home. And then their mother starts to, like, get angry. It's not their mother, it's, she's an evil stepmother? Anyway. Yeah, and there's a little side story with the cobbler, who, he's a cutie, the cutie cobbler, who likes the princess. Anyways, I love this movie. It may not actually be technically good, but it's so pretty and so nostalgic. This is the best one, number one on my list, Barbie in The Princess and the Pauper. This is their original story, and it's the best Barbie movie in existence. This is unarguably 10 notches above every other Barbie movie. What? Oh no, this is Annalise. Annalise is a rich princess, and Erica is a pauper, I guess. She is a seamstress for a living, but she doesn't get paid. She gets paid in, like, pennies. She's paying off her debt, so she doesn't actually really get paid. And, you know, it's obviously, that's the evil lady who wants to keep her in debt. And Erica wants to be a singer, and it's a wonderful story of how they meet, and how they basically have the same lives, but in opposite ways. Annalise gets captured, she gets kidnapped, and then Erica has to help her get saved by standing in as her to distract the people at the palace. You'll see, it's really good. And it's also the best musical. Like, the songs in this, I love them. They're so catchy and pretty, and I love them so much. So I hope you liked this video. If you don't mind, leave a comment, maybe like, maybe subscribe, and let me know if you have any critiques on the way that I've done this video, and if you have suggestions for other videos. And I hope the rest of your day is awesome, and that you watch Barbie. Bye!